Liam stood inside the control chamber of Outpost Vega 9, a small mining station orbiting Mars' third moon. The red planet was visible through the reinforced glass, glowing like fire in the black sky. Liam had worked here for 2 years as a systems engineer. He knew every circuit, every pipe, every flicker of light in the station. He loved this job, not because it was easy, but because he believed humans belonged in space. At 28, Liam had built a strong reputation. He fixed things no one else could. When systems failed, people called him. His eyes had always been sharp. He noticed small things, a loose wire, a glitch in data, even a faint hum in a power line. He was proud of that. That morning started normal. Liam was checking the pressure levels in the west sector. His comlink buzzed. "Liam," said Myra's voice, his girlfriend and the station's medical officer. "You forgot breakfast again." Liam smiled. "I'll eat when I finish here." "You always say that." He laughed. "Because it's always true." Suddenly, the lights blinked. Then came a loud alarm. A red warning sign flashed across every screen. "Radiation storm incoming. Seek shelter immediately." "What?" "That's not scheduled," Liam whispered. Solar flares were common but usually predicted. He dropped his tool and ran toward the emergency shelter, but he was too late. Before he reached the door, a powerful wave of energy hit the station. The shield panels flickered, and a blast of bright white light filled the hallway. Liam screamed and covered his eyes, but the damage had already been done. The pain was sharp, not just on his skin, but deep in his head. His legs gave up, and he collapsed. When he woke up, everything was dark. He could hear beeping machines and soft footsteps. His head felt heavy. A warm hand touched his forehead. "Liam, can you hear me?" It was Mira. "Yes," he said slowly. "You're in medical. You've been unconscious for 8 hours." He tried to open his eyes. He could see shapes, shadows, but nothing clear. He blinked again and again, but the world stayed blurry. "Why can't I see?" Mira was quiet. Then she took a deep breath. "The radiation flare damaged your optic nerves," she said gently. "The medical scan shows you've lost 95% of your vision." Liam froze. "Is it permanent?" "We don't know yet. The nerves are badly affected. We've started treatment, but recovery is uncertain." Liam felt his world collapse in silence. He had always used his eyes for everything. Fixing wires, reading systems, watching Mars in the sky. Now all that was gone. Over the next week, Liam stayed in the medbay. He tried to stay strong, but each day felt harder. Mira helped him move, eat, and sometimes just sit in silence. She was kind, but something felt different, colder. He overheard things. "I saw him walking alone, didn't even trip once," someone said. "He's blind but still finds the right tools? That's odd. Maybe he's faking, doesn't want to work anymore." Liam tried to ignore it, but it burned in his chest. One evening, Mira sat beside him with folded arms. "Liam," she said, "I need to ask you something." "Go ahead. Are you really completely blind?" "I mean, 95% sounds like a lot, but sometimes it's like you still know where everything is." Liam turned toward her voice, confused. "You think I'm pretending?" "No, She paused, choosing her words. "You move too confidently sometimes. People are talking. Even I'm not sure what to think." He felt anger rise, but he held it down. "Mira," he said calmly, "I memorize this place. I count steps. I listen. I feel vibrations. I don't need to see to know where I am." She didn't answer. Her silence said enough. Days later, Liam was removed from engineering duty. He was officially unfit for field work. His access to key areas was shut down. His tools were taken away. They offered him a desk job in data entry, something safe. He didn't say anything. He just nodded. But inside, something was changing. He had lost his vision. He had lost his job. And now, even Myra didn't believe him. But Liam wasn't done. He refused to be forgotten. He refused to be useless. In the silence of his room, he began planning. He still had his mind, and he had a secret idea. Something that might give him his vision back, not through his eyes, but through machines. Liam sat alone in his small sleeping pod. The walls were silent. The hum of machines was the only sound. The light above flickered, but he didn't notice. He couldn't see it anyway. The last few days had been hard. People didn't speak to him much. When they did, it was short and cold. He could feel it, the distance, the suspicion. They didn't trust him anymore. Even Mira, the person he thought would always be by his side, had changed. Her voice was no longer soft. Her tone had become dry, careful. As if she was speaking to a stranger. He heard things. He walks too straight. He knew where the cup was without feeling around. I saw him fix his locker by himself. It hurt. Every word felt like a knife. He wanted to scream. I lost my vision, not my mind. But he didn't single quotes T. Instead, he sat quietly and listened. That morning, Liam entered the dining bay, guided by his memory. He counted steps from his room. Right turn at the first corner, 12 steps to the door. The smell of heated protein meals filled the air. He moved slowly, his hand brushing the wall. People watched him. He could feel their eyes. Someone whispered, "Let's see if he bumps into the table." He didn't single quotes T. He sat down at the far end, away from everyone. Mira entered minutes later. She sat across from him with a metal tray. "I brought you breakfast," she said flatly. "Thanks," Liam replied. She placed the tray gently. "You found the table easily today." He stopped chewing. "Yes, I counted steps." Mira stayed silent for a moment. Then she asked the question that had been building for days. "Liam, are you really blind?" His chest tightened. He turned, his face toward her. "You still don't believe me?" "I want to," she said, "but you move like someone who sees." Liam swallowed his anger. "I don't move like a blind man because I refuse to act broken. Is that so hard to understand?" Mira looked down. She didn't answer. Back in his room, Liam lay on his bed staring at nothing. His vision was only a fog of gray. He could see light and dark. Big shapes moved sometimes, but no faces, no detail. He still had 5% vision, but it was useless. He decided he couldn't wait anymore. He had an idea. Something that had come to him during one of his lonely nights. What if he could see again, not through eyes, but through machines? The station had dozens of old maintenance drones. Small flying bots used to check pipes, wires, and damage outside the base. Liam had worked on them before. He knew how they operated. He also knew how to hack them. That night, when the station lights dimmed and most workers slept, Liam made his move. He walked carefully to the old tech storage room, a place where broken drones were kept. It was not locked. No one visited it often. Inside, the smell of metal and burnt circuits filled the air. Liam ran his hands along the shelves, feeling for shapes he remembered. He found an old drone, Type 8, scratched and dusty, but still whole. He lifted it gently and returned to his room. There, he opened his hidden toolkit, something he had kept under his bed. They had taken away his engineer access, but not his skills. Piece by piece, he opened the drone. He removed the camera lens, battery pack, signal chips. He connected wires to a small circuit board and tied it to a headset he had built from spare parts. For hours, he worked quietly, sweating, hands shaking but steady. Finally, he powered it on. The camera on the drone blinked. The signal flowed into the headset. And for the first time since the accident, Liam could see. Not through his eyes, but through the drone's lens. Everything was robotic, digital, sharp, but it was sight. He stood up and walked across the room using the drone's vision. He laughed, Not loudly, but a soft laugh of relief. It worked. Over the next few days, Liam improved the system. He added better controls, smoother signals, and even voice commands. He hid the drone in his jacket when moving through the station. It floated behind him, silent and small, feeding visual data to his headset. Now, he could walk freely. He could see. Again, but he told no one. Not yet. One evening, as he passed the medical bay, he heard voices. The door was half open. It was Mira. She was talking to someone. Jack, the security officer. "I'm telling you, something's off," Mira said. "He doesn't act blind." Jack replied, "If he's lying, we need proof. We can't confront him without it." "What if I've been helping a liar all along?" she whispered. Liam stepped back quietly. His heart hurt. Not from anger, but from sadness. Even Mira had lost all faith. He returned to his room without saying a word. He sat on the floor, head in hands. He didn't deserve this. He had survived something deadly. He had rebuilt his life in silence. And all he got in return was doubt. But that was fine, if no one believed in him. He would show them, not through words, but through action. The station was quiet, only the low hum of oxygen vents breaking the silence. His room was dark, but he didn't need lights anymore. He reached under his bed and pulled out the headset he had built. The old drone Type 8 floated silently in the corner. "Boot up," he whispered. A small beep responded. The camera on the drone activated, and the visual feed entered Liam's headset. Everything turned clear again. Shapes, colors, movement. Not perfect like human vision, but good. Enough. For Liam, it felt like a miracle. He stood up, walked to the wall, and pressed his hand flat against it. Right side panel. 4 screws, 2 wires loose. He reached out with a tool and fixed it easily, all by using the drone's eyes. He smiled. He was no longer blind, not in the way others thought. The next few days, Liam trained with the drone like it was part of his own body. He made the camera smoother, the connection faster, and even programmed voice controls like zoom and follow. He could now send the drone to fly through vents and small pipes. It became his second set of eyes, mobile, smart, and invisible to others, but he kept everything a secret. He didn't trust the others, especially not after hearing Mira talk with security. Even she had doubts. Liam didn't hate her, but the pain was still there. A quiet distance now stood between them. He focused only on one thing now, survival, and maybe something more. One afternoon, while testing the drone in the engineering wing, he noticed something strange. A panel in the south hallway was slightly open. That area was supposed to be sealed. The drone flew closer. Liam saw wires cut inside, neatly, cleanly. Not a system error. Not damage from time. Someone had done it on purpose. Sabotage, Liam whispered. His heart began to race. He scanned more parts of the station. 2 more cut wires near the oxygen stabilizer. 1 small bomb trigger on a fuel line. A hidden bag of tools behind a wall panel. None of this was reported. No one had mentioned these things. In the daily checks. It meant only one thing. Someone on this station was planning something dangerous, and no one else knew. Except Liam. That night, Liam lay in bed thinking, "I have eyes. Real eyes that no one can see. I can find the truth." But he had to move carefully. If he told anyone, they wouldn't believe him. If he confronted the wrong person, he could become the target. So he made a new plan. Observe, gather proof, then act. The next few days were quiet on the surface, but Liam saw everything through his drone. He sent it flying through vents and maintenance shafts. He stayed in his room or walked the halls slowly, acting like a blind man. People passed him without concern. They didn't know he was watching. And then he found something. Near the waste disposal unit, hidden behind a locked door. The drone picked up movement. A figure stood in front of a small control panel. They typed quickly, wearing a dark maintenance suit. Their face wasn't clear, but Liam saw a patch on their shoulder. Yellow triangle. Only 3 people had that badge. One of them was Kyle, the lead technician, someone Liam had worked with before the accident. Kyle was quiet, smart, and always worked alone. Liam's thoughts began to race. Was Kyle the one sabotaging the station? But why? He didn't have answers yet. But now he had a suspect. That evening, Liam sat alone in the dining area. Mira entered, holding 2 trays. "I brought food," she said. Placing one in front of him, Liam nodded. "Thanks." She sat down. Across from him. "How are you feeling?" "Better," he replied simply. She hesitated. Then she said, "I want to say sorry for doubting you. It's just hard to understand what you're going through." Liam didn't speak for a moment. "It's okay," he finally said. "You're not the only one." Mira lowered her head. "I just want to help." "You can," he said softly, looking in her direction. "But not now." Later that night, Liam activated the drone again. He whispered, "Follow Kyle." The drone flew quietly through the halls. It tracked Kyle's movement. He entered Sector 7, a place only high-level workers could access. Liam knew that area. Controlled oxygen flow and backup power. Kyle walked into the server room. Then he opened a hidden panel. The drone zoomed in. "Second timer device." Liam gasped. A small red light blinked. It was counting down. Liam knew what he had to do. He copied all the footage into a storage chip. Then he put on his jacket, hid the chip inside, and walked toward Command Deck 1. For the first time in weeks, he walked fast. Confident. He wasn't scared anymore. He had the truth. He had eyes of the machine, and soon, everyone else would see what he saw. Liam stood outside Command Deck 1, holding the small data chip tightly in his hand. The hallway was empty, quiet. His heart beat fast, but his mind was sharp. Inside this chip was proof, clear drone footage showing Kyle, the station's lead technician, planting a time device in Sector 7. The blinking red light was still counting down when Liam saw it last. This wasn't just sabotage. This was an attack. If that timer reached 0, the oxygen supply and power system could be destroyed. That meant fire, suffocation, or worse, total failure of the station. Liam took a breath, then knocked. The door slid open with a soft hiss. Commander Rena stood behind her desk, reading data on a floating screen. She was tall, strict, and known for following rules. Her sharp eyes looked up at Liam. "You shouldn't be here without clearance," she said. "I have something important," Liam said calmly. She raised an eyebrow. "What is it?" "I need to show you proof of sabotage. A technician is planning something dangerous. It could destroy the station." Rena frowned. "That's a big claim." "I have video," he said, handing her the chip. "From a maintenance drone. Watch it, please." She took the chip, inserted it into her console, and pressed play. The footage showed exactly what Liam saw. Kyle entering Sector 7, unlocking the hidden panel, and placing the timer. Rena's eyes narrowed. "Where did you get this drone feed?" Liam answered without fear. "I built a vision system. I can't see with my eyes, but I can see through machines. I used a drone to find this." There was silence. Then Rena leaned back in her chair. "So you've been secretly hacking station tech?" "Yes," Liam replied. "Because no one believed me. Because everyone thought I was pretending." She stared at him for a long time, then spoke quietly. "You were right." Within the hour, security locked down Sector 7. Kyle was nowhere to be found. The timer device had only 18 hours left. Mira found Liam outside the command center. She ran up to him, breathless. "I just heard. Is it true?" Liam nodded. "Kyle's trying to destroy the station. He's been hiding his plan in the shadows." "I saw the video," Myra whispered. "I didn't want to believe it at first." I understand, Liam said softly. She looked at him with shame in her eyes. You were telling the truth. All. This time, Liam turned his face toward her. You weren't the only one who doubted me. I'm sorry, Liam, truly. He nodded but didn't speak more. Now wasn't the time for feelings. There was still danger ahead. Later that night, alarms echoed through the station. Warning: unauthorized access in engineering. Bay 4. Liam's drone activated automatically. He sent it flying through the corridors. His headset showed everything. Kyle was back. He was in Bay 4, carrying a second device, larger, brighter, and more dangerous. Liam's heart pounded. He's planting a second bomb, he said. Through the drone, he saw Kyle place the device near the main reactor. This one wasn't a timer. It had remote activation. Liam spoke into his communicator. He's at the reactor core. He's trying to finish what he started. But before security arrived, Kyle disappeared again, escaping through the lower shafts. The crew was now on full alert. The truth was out, but no one knew where. Kyle would strike next. The next morning, Liam sat with Commander Rena and the senior staff. We can't find him, said Officer Jamal. He knows the station better than anyone. He could activate the bomb at any moment, added another. Liam stood up. Then we need to use someone he doesn't expect. They all looked at him. You mean yourself? Rena asked. Yes, Liam said. He thinks I'm weak. He doesn't know how much I see. My drone can go where others can't. Rena thought for a moment. Very well, she said. But be careful. If he sees you coming. He won't, Liam replied. He's still blind to me. That night, Liam sent the drone into the old cargo tunnels, dark, unused paths beneath the station floors. He followed carefully, counting each step. His headset showed a narrow metal tunnel filled with dust and silence. Then, movement. The drone zoomed in. Kyle crouched near a comm panel, adjusting a signal device. He was trying to block the station's distress signal. Liam whispered, "Got you." He followed slowly, staying behind the walls. He moved without sound, using the drone to guide his steps. Then, without warning, the drone feed cut out. Static. Liam froze. He pulled back quickly and hid behind a pipe. The signal was jammed. Kyle knew. A loud voice echoed through the hall. You should have stayed broken, Liam. Kyle stepped into view, holding a shock baton. You just couldn't leave it alone, could you? Liam stayed still, thinking fast. I see everything now, Liam said calmly. You can't hide anymore. Kyle laughed coldly. Your little toy won't help you now. Liam smirked. Then why did you jam it? Kyle raised the baton and stepped closer. Liam stepped back, then shouted, Now! From the ceiling, a second drone, one Liam had sent earlier, dropped down and flashed a bright strobe light. Kyle flinched and fell to the ground. Security officers rushed in, grabbing him quickly. Liam stood tall, breathing hard. It was over. Later, in the main hall, the crew gathered. Commander Rena made the announcement. Kyle has been arrested for sabotage. Thanks to Liam, the station is safe. Everyone clapped. Some looked at Liam with respect, others with guilt, but Mira looked at him with tears in her eyes. After the crowd left, she walked to him slowly. You saved all of us, she whispered. I had to, Liam said. No one else could see what I saw. She reached out and held his hand. I'm sorry for not believing in you. He didn't answer right away. Then he said, It's okay. I believed in myself. That's what saved me. Liam sat in his room, headset resting on the table beside him. The station was calm again. Kyle had been captured. The bombs were disarmed. The crew was safe, but Liam couldn't relax. His hands tapped slowly on the metal desk. Something still didn't feel right. Kyle had placed one bomb near the oxygen system and another near the main reactor. Both were found and removed, but Liam kept thinking about one thing. Why two bombs? If Kyle wanted to destroy the station, 2 bombs were enough. But what if that wasn't his real plan? What if he was trying to hide something else? Liam turned to the drone charging in the corner. "Let's take one more look," he whispered. Night. Liam activated the drone and sent it flying through the lower levels. Most people were asleep. The halls were dim and silent. Through the headset, Liam watched every step. He flew past the engineering bay, the cargo deck, and the backup. Power station, nothing unusual. Then he reached a sealed wall panel near the base's lower core. It looked normal. But Liam had walked this area before. Something was different. The panel wasn't in the station's blueprint files. He zoomed the drone's camera in closer, and there it was. A hidden hinge, a door, a secret door. Liam's eyes widened behind. The headset. The next morning, Liam met with Commander Rena. "There's a secret corridor below Sector 5, he told her. "It's not on the maps," Rena frowned. "Impossible. The station design is fully known. I saw it myself, last night. Through my drone." She leaned forward. "Why didn't Kyle mention it during questioning?" "He's hiding something," Liam said. "Or someone else is." Rena thought for a moment. "Can you take me there?" Liam nodded. "Yes, but I need you to trust me." She stared at him for a long second, then gave a small nod. "Lead the way." An hour later, Liam, Rena, and Officer Jamal stood in the lower level near the sealed panel. Liam guided them using his drone's live feed. 3 steps forward. Now left, hand on the wall. Rena touched the panel and found the hidden latch. With a quiet click, the doors slid open. A dark metal tunnel stretched out in front of them. No lights. No signs. No air movement. Jamal shone a flashlight inside. This wasn't in the original design. They entered slowly. The corridor was cold. Dust covered the ground. Old wires hung from the walls. It felt like no one had walked here in years, but soon they saw footprints. Fresh ones. The tunnel led to a locked chamber. The door was strong, thick, and labeled with faded letters. "Project Helix, authorized access only." "What is this?" Rena whispered. Liam's fingers ran along the edge of the door. He found a small access port. "This is high-level tech. Someone wanted this hidden." Jamal opened a side panel and found a power terminal. "Should I break it open?" Liam shook his head. "Let me try something first." He took a data tool from his belt and connected it to the port. A few taps later, the door hissed open. Inside was something none of them expected. The chamber was filled with alien tech. Strange machines, glowing tubes, and storage cases lined the walls. A long glass pod stood in the center, and inside it, a humanoid figure floated, eyes closed, wires connected to its head and chest. Rena stepped back. "What is this?" Jamal whispered. "This looks like a science lab. But we never built this." Liam walked closer to the pod. The creature inside was not fully human. Its skin was pale blue, its fingers longer than normal, and its eyes, though shut, had black markings above them. "This is not Earth tech," Liam said. "And someone brought it here." Rena nodded slowly. "This must be what Kyle was protecting. The bombs. The sabotage. All of it was to keep people away from this." Jamal added, "Or maybe to wake it up." Suddenly, the pod lights turned red. The being's eyes flickered. Liam stepped back. "It's waking up." Rena shouted, "Back away, prepare weapons." But the creature didn't attack. It looked weak. Its hands pressed gently on the glass. Its mouth opened slightly, but no sound came out. Liam looked at the control panel beside the pod. Symbols flashed, some readable, some alien. He tapped the screen and found something. A translation interface. A robotic voice spoke. "Bioform stasis, 145 years complete. Connection to central core, lost, emergency signal failed." Rena looked at Liam. "It's been here for over a century?" Jamal said, This station is only 30 years old. Liam understood now. This place was built over something ancient that the alien was not invading. It was trapped. Later, in the command center, Rena met with senior officers. Liam stood beside her. "This changes everything," she said. "If word gets out." Jamal started. "We'll keep it quiet for now," Rena replied. "We need to study the tech, understand the creature, and contact Earth Command." Mira entered quietly. "Is Liam okay?" "He's the one who found it," Rena said. Mira looked at Liam with deep respect. "You really can see what others miss," she whispered. Liam nodded. "Because I was forced to see differently," she smiled. "I'm proud of you." Liam didn't answer. His mind was already moving forward. There were still many questions. What was Project Helix? Who built it? And why was the alien left here? Alone in the dark? Liam didn't know yet, but he knew one thing. This was only the beginning. The secret lab beneath the station changed everything. Commander Rena ordered the chamber sealed. No one was allowed inside without her permission. Only a few trusted officers and Liam knew the truth about the alien, the strange machines, and the hidden room. The alien inside the glass pod was alive, but weak. It hadn't spoken yet. The tech connected to it was old, alien, and unfamiliar. Still, it was clear the being wasn't a threat, but that didn't stop fear from spreading. Rumors began to grow. Some workers whispered that something was buried deep under the station. Others said they had heard strange sounds at night. A few believed Kyle had been working with aliens all along. None of them knew the truth, but Liam did. For days, Liam studied the video recordings from his drone. He reviewed the alien symbols, the blinking lights, and the translation system. Each time he looked deeper, he noticed more patterns. The alien pod had one repeated word on every screen: link. Liam remembered the translation voice. Connection to central core. Lost. Was the alien part of something bigger? A network? A system? If the link was broken, maybe the alien was stranded. Maybe it wasn't just waiting. Maybe it was asking for help. Liam believed the being wasn't a prisoner. It was left behind. Meanwhile, Mira had returned to her regular duties as medical officer. But she also stayed close to Liam now, offering support, asking questions, and truly listening. They often sat together in the medbay at night, reviewing data on the alien's health. "He's stable," Mira said softly, looking at the screen. "He?" Liam asked. "Well, I don't know, but he feels calm, peaceful." Liam nodded. "I don't think he's our enemy." Mira turned to him. "How do you know?" Liam paused, then answered, "Because I know what it feels like to be trapped and not believed." One evening, Rena called Liam to the command deck. She looked serious. "We received a signal from Earth Command. They want to send a full investigation team." Liam nodded. "Makes sense. But they also sent a warning." She continued, "Project Helix wasn't a secret just to us. There were files, hidden ones. Someone on Earth knew this place had alien tech." Liam's jaw tightened. "So Kyle may have been following someone's orders." "Yes," Rena said. "We checked his personal logs. He had messages from an unknown source. Someone told him to protect the project at all costs." Liam leaned forward. "Then Kyle wasn't working alone." Rena looked tired. "And there may be others, still on board." That night, Liam activated his drone again. He wanted answers. He sent it deep into the hidden corridor, past the alien chamber, beyond where they had searched before. Dust filled the air. The walls were tight. Pipes lined the ceiling. After 20 minutes, he saw something new. A second door. This one wasn't sealed by a lock. It was melted shut. Burned, twisted metal covered the frame. Liam zoomed the drone in. There were scratches on the wall. Not from tools, from hands. As if someone had tried to escape and failed. The next day, Liam told Rena. She ordered a small team to join him, including Mira and Officer Jamal. They brought cutting tools and lights. When they reached the door, they stared in silence. Mira whispered, "What happened here?" Jamal activated the cutter. "Let's find out." After 15 minutes of work, the metal gave way. The door slid open. Inside was a small room. Broken equipment, shattered glass, and burned machines lay everywhere. In the middle was a second pod, cracked open from the inside, but it was empty. And on the wall behind it, someone had written in rough, faded letters, "We failed. It got out." The team returned to the command deck with the footage. Rena watched in silence. "There were two beings," she said. "One still sleeping and one already free." Liam nodded slowly. "That means we're not just studying an alien. We're living with one." Mira looked at him. "If it's still on the station, it could be anyone," Liam finished. Panic spread fast. When Rena made the official announcement, she kept it simple. "Unknown presence may exist aboard Vega 9. Stay calm. Follow instructions." But people weren't calm. They were scared. Doors were locked. Movements were tracked. Mistrust began to grow. Liam saw it in the halls. Workers looking over their shoulders, speaking in whispers, accusing each other without proof. It reminded him of the days when he was doubted, when everyone thought he was pretending. Now the fear had turned on someone else, someone they couldn't see. That night, Liam sat alone in his room. The station was under high alert. Lights were dim. Movement was limited. He closed his eyes and thought deeply. What if the second being isn't hiding? What if it's watching? He turned on the drone. This time, instead of exploring, he gave it a new task. Search for strange signals, energy patterns, anything unnatural. The drone flew through the base silently. Hours passed. Then, it found something near the outer vent system, behind the old com tower. The drone picked up a strange heat pattern. A figure crouched behind pipes. But when the drone got closer, the signal vanished. Gone. No trace. Liam stared at the screen, his hand shaking. "It's here," he whispered. "I saw it." He saved the footage. He copied it to 3 separate drives. And then, for the first time since he lost his vision, the drone footage was clear. A heat signal. A humanoid figure, hiding in the outer vents. Then, gone. Liam sat quietly in the command room while the screen flickered. His heart beat fast, but his mind was calm. Commander Rena stood behind him, arms crossed. "You're sure this wasn't a glitch?" Liam nodded. "Positive. The heat pattern was real. Something or someone is still on board." Rena stared at the screen. "And it's been watching us." The station went into silent lockdown, doors sealed, lights dimmed. Only red emergency lights remained active. The mood was tense. Mira stayed close to Liam. Her voice was soft. "What do we do now?" "We find it," Liam said. "But not to fight. We need to talk." "Talk?" Mira blinked. "Yes," Liam said. "If it wanted to hurt us, it had many chances, but it didn't." Rena called a private meeting with her most trusted officers, Liam, Myra, and Jamal. "The crew doesn't know what we know," she said. "And we need to keep it that way. We don't want panic." Jamal asked, "How do we find something that hides better than we can see?" Liam answered calmly, "We stop looking with our eyes." Liam had a plan. He connected his drone to the station's older sensor systems. These systems were not based on visuals or sound. They used energy signals, motion flow, and heat waves. They were forgotten technology. But Liam understood them better than anyone, because he had learned to live without sight. For hours, Liam guided the drone through the quiet vents, down maintenance shafts, into unused chambers. He read every signal, every whisper of motion. Then, he paused. A faint pulse. Steady. Alive. Hidden behind the fuel recycling room. Liam whispered, "I found it." The team prepared a small approach squad. No weapons, No threats. Liam insisted on going in first. Rena argued. It's too risky. But Liam shook his head. It didn't hurt me when I was alone. It won't hurt me now. Mira gave him a small COMM patch. We'll be right behind you. He nodded. Then stepped into the dark. The fuel chamber was cold and still. The hum of the machines echoed like soft breathing. Liam moved slowly. He used his cane to feel the path. The heat from the beam was just ahead. He could sense it now, not with his eyes, but with his mind. He spoke softly. I know you're there. No reply. I'm not here to hurt you. Silence. I saw your signal. I saw the other pod. You were left behind. Just like the one we found. A soft hiss filled the air. A sound like a whisper in the wind. Liam stopped. I know what it feels like, to be lost, to be invisible, to have people doubt you. Another pause, then slowly, a shape moved from the shadows. Tall, thin, slightly glowing. Its eyes weren't eyes at all. They were small lights, blinking gently. Liam didn't step back. The being stood still, and then it spoke. Not in words, but in feelings. Liam felt a message in his mind, a deep, warm signal. I watched. I waited. You understand? Liam nodded. Double quotes. Yes, I do. The others entered the chamber slowly. Mira saw the being and froze, but Liam raised a hand. It's okay. He turned to the alien. Why are you still here? Again, not words. Just thoughts. I protect. I wait. Other. Not like me. Mira asked softly. The other one? From the broken pod? Liam translated. Yes, the first one escaped. It was dangerous. This one stayed behind, to stop it. Suddenly, it all made sense. The peaceful alien hadn't been a prisoner. He had been a guardian. Back in the command room, Rena reviewed everything, so the second being escaped long ago. And this one stayed to make sure it didn't come back? Liam nodded. Yes. But it never left. It's still out there, maybe on another part of the station, maybe in space. Mira added, but this one saved us. He protected us all this time. Rena exhaled slowly. Then we owe him. Over the next week, the alien, now called Echo by the crew, was given a safe space in the science wing. He didn't speak often, but he showed signs of trust. He used symbols, pulses, and soft lights to communicate. And he stayed close to Liam. Liam became his bridge, the one person Echo would talk to fully. Together, they worked to fix the damaged systems left behind by Project Helix. Together, they built a small translation device. Each day, Echo taught Liam new patterns, new sounds, new signals. In return, Liam shared stories about Earth, about music, about silence and strength. One night, Mira and Liam sat in the observatory. The stars outside burned like diamonds. You were right all along, Mira said. About everything. Liam smiled slightly. You believed me. Eventually, she laughed. Yes, and I'm sorry I didn't before. He reached out, gently taking her hand. You see me now, she nodded. I do. Liam didn't get his vision back, but he saw more than anyone else ever could. He had found something greater than sight. He had found purpose. And in the darkest part of the galaxy, he had become the one voice that could speak for both species, the human and the alien. Final log entry, Vega 9 station. He lost 95% of his vision, but gained 100% of our respect. He taught us that trust is stronger than fear, that silence can speak louder than words, and that being blind doesn't mean you can't lead the way.